Welcome to Excellence Through Execution, where ambition meets expertise. Hosted by Jason Weseman, this podcast dives into the world of business, exploring the stories of success and the lessons of failure through engaging discussions. Each episode, Jason brings insights from the forefront of business strategy and leadership. Get ready to discover the keys to business excellence.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Excellence Through Execution podcast. I'm your host, Jason Weseman, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Joe Roppe, owner of Elite Cutover Connections and Elite Utility Construction in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Joe, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I think this is going to be a great one. I'm looking forward to hearing your story and sharing it with our audience. Why don't you kick us off with a brief background as to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, you got it. I'm a father of 6, the most important thing in my life. Me and my wife both own businesses. I grew up in a small town in northern Wisconsin, Birchwood, Wisconsin. Come from a construction background, and now I'm into the fiber optic world, and we install residential and commercial in-home installations to customers, and then we also install customer drops, premise drops,
Wow.
on the construction side of the fiber world.
6 kids, that's got to keep you busy.
Yeah, we're either in the woods, enjoying outdoor stuff on the lake, or we're playing baseball or football or basketball, doing something always. So it's that's my big why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
What are their
keeps me
ages?
going. So we got one 1-year-old boy, 3-year-old boy, a 7-year-old boy, a 9-year-old girl, a 10-year-old boy, and a 15-year-old girl.
All right. Running the gamut.
So we are spread all over.
Love it.
It's just part of the life. Everyone's, when people talk to us, it's like, I don't know how you do it. It's just, we're a
just make it
team,
work,
man.
right?
And that's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like coaching the basketball team.
You gotta except you gotta run a serious zone defense on that.
Yeah.
Can't be doing man to man with that.
No.
Let's talk a little bit about the business. Your headquarters are in Texas. You're located in Wisconsin. Where are a lot of your employees and where are a lot of your jobs?
So in the beginning, we started, a lot of our jobs were Midwest, Iowa, Missouri. Now we're Texas, Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Oregon. We're spread all over. We were in Atlanta. We just finished up a job out in Georgia. So we're spread all over. Wherever the opportunity fits and it makes sense that we can, partner with companies, that's what we do. We're really there to become team members with our clients and
Excellent.
just be a part of their team. So
How did you expand so universally across the United States?
And honestly, it's all about building relationships. We've never done a ton of advertising. We get a lot of our work through word of mouth. What's really important to us is the relationships we build with people, and the work we do, the quality that we do. I think that's really what has helped our business grow so fast is that in the word of mouth. And the one thing is good people. Without good people that surround me, I wouldn't be able to do what we do. So
Sure. Yeah, people at the end of the day are your only true competitive advantage.
Yep, absolutely.
Everything else can be copied.
Yeah.
So kind of, soup to nuts, kind of walk us through like an engagement with one of your clients. I call you up and I say, I need what? And then what's some of the process that we go through?
So the biggest thing is for me is finding out exactly what a client's looking for, and how our service can help them. If they are, looking for 100 installs, 500 installs, where do we fit into their team? And just let them know the value that we can bring to their company. So my process, they call, and I kind of give them the rundown. I work through contracts and pricing with the client, but then I hand them off to my leadership team. And my role in the company is really the visionary. I'm the one that's getting the new clients and building those relationships. And then I hand them off to my team and my project managers and my integrator, and they pretty much take over from there. They'll run through our processes of getting guys there, how long it takes. They'll run through, how we track our team members and our day, the daily systems that we use to make sure our quality's being, met to everybody's standards. And then they just take it right from there all the way to the end of the project. I'm hands-on. I know what's going on weekly as far as what the client needs. If there's other things we can provide them, the
Sure.
client will reach out to me. But other than that, my team that I built around me handles most of the day-to-day operations.
Excellent. That's why you're doing so well.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's about that team that you build.
sure.
And the best part was when I started this company, there's not one person that I knew that's in my company now.
Oh, that's great.
So
So you've been building organically.
yep.
What's the what's the difference between Elite Cutover Connections and Elite Utility Construction? Was it always two separate entities, or has it always been together?
Yep. So I'm the solo owner of Elite Cutover Connections. I do have a business partner in Elite Utility Construction. But the biggest thing is on the cutover side, we just do in-home installations. We'll do fixed wireless installations. But on the utility side, we're doing all underground stuff. So
Okay.
that's the big, more of a construction based on that side, underground construction.
Gotcha. And when did you start the company again? When was the company started?
So I started Elite Cutover Connections in 2012, and Elite Utility Construction started as Elite Splicing, and that was right around 2016.
Okay. So
Yeah.
about 13 years and 10 years. It's
Yeah.
good, man. Anytime you get past five is quite an accomplishment. And 13 and 15 is very impressive.
Yeah. Five's always the breaking point.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, take yourself back to when you started this thing. What kind of inspired you to start your own business? To that initial spark that said it's time to do my own thing.
That's a phenomenal question. I think this is where most people get held back in life, honestly. I think it's the ability that I had to take a chance on myself, and just take that risk. And it was more, I had a vision for my life, and I was doing well. We were building homes, and I really enjoyed what I did, but it wasn't the life that I envisioned.
Yeah,
So, based on, we as a family, we really operate around our values. And when I started the business, I didn't have the family that I have now, but I
gotcha.
always had this vision for the family that I have now. And I'm very blessed to have that. So my faith in my family and my desire to help people, because like I said before, when I started this company, I didn't have the people I have now, and I've been able to bring along all these people on this journey with me, um, to better their life and to help. They're helping me grow as a person and as a father and a businessman, and I hope that I'm doing the same for them. So
Yeah,
that's a huge thing with me in business, and what helps me stay motivated is my people and the ability to have what I have and offer, opportunity, that I do for people. So
sure. That's great. Yeah, I mean that's you're really giving back. Um, you're helping people put food on the table, and that's really what it's all about, right?
yeah, I mean, I wanted to build something that was lasting, not just for my income, but to impact other people.
Yeah. Well, obviously been doing a great job being around that long. Running a company is tough. What are some of the common misconceptions that people have about running a business?
Oh man, until you're
Yeah,
in my seat, I think it's, you're going to have more free time, less stress.
yeah,
You can do whatever you want. And that is the complete opposite. especially in the beginning stages of a business.
Sure.
And the stress never goes away, but it's a 24/7 operation for a lot of years. And I'm very blessed that, I waited for my family, because I wouldn't have been as present, in the beginning of this business. I was on the road, I was gone, I was, buried very deep into building this business. And
Yeah.
now I'm able to step away a little more. But it's not always that way, that you still have those phone calls where, there's issues, or there's, a guy walked up off a job, or you just stuff you can't control. And that's,
Sure.
that's the reality of life.
Yeah.
Somebody hit a deer or something, it just, um, those things that never go away as a business owner. And that's, most of the team members, or people that have 9 to 5 jobs or 8 to 5 jobs, when they clock out, they're done for the day.
Yeah.
And that's, when you own the business, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one of the biggest ones. And it's not always hard work guarantees success. And
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, I work hard. Well, there's a lot more that goes with it. Good people and good decision making, and willingness to be vulnerable in situations, as far as, being open-minded to learning new things, and growing with people, and bringing good people in that might be better than you. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that comes with that part of it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're a lot of people, how big is your company?
We're about 50,
Yeah. So
people on
50
the
people
Cutover
rely on
side.
you.
Yeah. Yep.
I
And,
think,
and growing.
yeah, people forget that, 50 people's well-being have a lot to do with your decisions. So
Yeah.
it's an important role. Is as as things change globally and economically, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've seen in your industry and other industries?
Um, I think the biggest thing for people is you have to stay adaptable.
Yeah.
You have to stay humble and curious. Like, I can't go out there acting like I still know everything, because I'm the furthest thing from it. But I'm definitely willing to learn new stuff. I'm willing to listen to people, and willing to be vulnerable when it comes to learning new things, and learning how to grow the company maybe in a different direction than I first anticipated.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing these days, because with AI, and there's a lot of things changing out there in business. 5 years from now will probably be way different than it is right now. And we got to be open-minded to, as business owners, to see these new things, and learn about them, and grow with them.
Yeah. How do you stay adaptable?
Um, I think it just really, like I said, being open-minded and humble,
Yeah.
and listening to the people around you. Um, it's like, what got me here isn't going to get me to the next level.
Yeah. It's a great book.
That's right,
Yeah.
right. So I think that's the biggest thing as a business owner, is always adapting and always growing, and learning, and being open to it.
Sure. Well, we kind of talked about, how we got here. Let's take a look down the road. Can you offer us a glimpse in some of your future plans and goals for your business?
Yeah. I've always been a really big dreamer, a big goal setter. And for me, with Elite Cutover, I want it to be the go-to insulation company nationwide. When people think of fiber to the home, or they think of fixed wireless, or they think of internet, they think of Elite Cutover. And that's my goal, to put our
Yeah.
put our face all over, you know. Um, and we're doing it one company at a time, and one day at a time. And I want to leave, a legacy, for
Sure.
my kids to see and have, or take over someday, or maybe, have my employees take it over, or, but my goal is to just keep growing it and keep helping people, keep bringing people on, keep giving people opportunities, and
That's
just
fantastic.
expand the business.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you have some pretty aggressive goals. How are you going to get there?
Good people,
Yeah.
good people, good training. Um, I think we'll expand our services. Absolutely. We'll stretch spread our wings a little bit, and we'll get into different installation, maybe a bunch of, security stuff. And, that's right up our alley. We just haven't launched into it because we've been so busy on the other end, but there's avenues for us to grow in a whole bunch of different directions.
Great. Well, that's awesome, man. Hey, Joe, this has been fantastic. Let me get you out of here on this. What advice would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs or people that are thinking about making the leap to doing their own thing?
I would say my biggest advice is don't ever, just expect challenges and learn from them and grow from them and embrace them. Take them with a grain of salt, um, and run your business off your values. Like don't shy from your values of how you live your life. I think it's super important, and work with your employees to do the same. Get everybody wrapped around the company values, and you can build a strong team that way.
Very cool. Very cool. Yes, it's very important to do things the right way. That way, every day you wake up, you're like, I'm doing it the way it should be done.
Yeah, and that's what I want my kids to see.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Joe, thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time today. It was really great meeting you and learning more about you and your company.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I hope it inspires some people to go out there and get it.
I I'm sure it will. I
Yeah,
appreciate it as well.
that's awesome.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Excellence Through Execution. Thank you all for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode.